So, welcome Andy.
Hi, how you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks for taking time out for Ruthin TV.
Good to be here.
I'd like to ask you a few questions. So, we'll start with what so far have you changed under your current regime?
Yeah, okay. So, myself becoming chairman of Ruthin Town Football Club was just as COVID kicked in. So, I've had a full season of being a chairman of a football club in COVID conditions. So the first season we had one competitive game, a whole host of COVID issues to have to deal with as a group. You know, not just myself, but as a collective group, we've had to combat and implement procedures which have set us up for this season. The very beginning, we did have a big change in our committee structure. So the committee structure did change quite radically, and also at the same time, not through anyone's fault or anyone's focus, was that the whole management team changed too. So the management team changed, the committee pretty much changed in regards to our lead committee and the positions that we had. But we had to do that, and we've only become stronger. So the club is a lot stronger in the people that we have, you know, not just in our league committee, but in our wider committee. You know, more people with different skills, different skill sets have come into the club, and it's really just enhanced what we were doing beforehand, which was a struggle because there was, you know, your main people who were doing a lot of the work, whereas now it's evened out a little bit more. So there's more people doing more jobs, which makes life a lot easier for everybody involved, me included. The structure that we've got within the senior setup in regards to the men's teams, they've stayed the same. We've got the development squad, who predominantly young lads coming through the youth system are into. We've got a great young coach that has set up stall there, and Ollie has had a full season of COVID and not played, and he's kicked on really well this year. We've got Jamie Hulse and his management team, who have had a full season of COVID and have kicked on again this year, doing really well, and those guys have changed their squads. So we've had a full committee change, a full management change, and literally a full player change. The first team have been a bit more stable. We've got a fantastic first team coach in Philly Hudson, Tommy Holmes, Stevie. We've got a brand new goalkeeper coach, Clive, who's going to add a lot of knowledge and input into the teams across the three. And they've had to build from the start again. We've lost a lot of players in regards to moving up, which is again fantastic, and a success at Ruthin Youth of our players coming through. So we've had a lot of challenges. I personally have had a lot of challenges with getting my head around it. You know, what do you do in this role? How do you make it effective? How do you help people come through the system? And you know, fundamentally, it's all voluntary.
Yeah.
So every single person, you know, involved in the club is doing it because they love the club and they've come through the club system in some way. In regards to a little bit boring is the committee stuff that you've got to do and implement. The question was, what have we done? We've really tightened up on how we operate. So as a club, you know, it's fantastic what we've done in regards to the progression, and having a bit of a 5-year plan, which we did sort of 5-7 years ago, which I was a part of, and drove that as well. So all the implementations of the ground upgrades and the floodlights, which we can obviously see and utilise, that has been a big focus. So, you know, getting the infrastructure right was key. We had a great opportunity with Clocaenog Forest, the Brannig Forest and Sport Wales, in that we managed to put a bid together, and it's my biggest achievement in the club, and I would say it's probably the club's biggest achievement in getting floodlights, not only on our first team pitch, but also on our training pitch. So for me, that's been a long-term ambition to do. For the club, it's been an even longer long-term opportunity to try and obtain, and we've done it. You know, we've succeeded. A lot of hard work, not just from writing a bid, getting the money in, getting the quotes, and it's been a 2-year project just to get to that situation. It's them making it happen. So again, working with the wider committee, working with people who are good with the trade, they know who to speak to, they know who to get involved. It's been a great transition. So we've gone from having no lights to 2 fields worth of lights, which is fantastic. We must have had probably close to 20 games under lights already. We've trained on the training pitch. We've utilised it already. We've had our reserves, our development squad, our first team training, and we've also had the opportunity to have our first under-16s game on that pitch as well. So it's been well utilised within the first 2 months, and hopefully it will keep our assets adding. The bigger vision of the club is to one day, hopefully, and I say hopefully because it is a long-term vision, is to get a 3G surface. It's costly, and there's a lot of work that needs to go into that. I think it's achievable, I do, and just look at what we've achieved already. Other things in the future can be achievable, but it's going to take a bit of work to get us there.
As in terms of costs of what you've actually pulled together in order to fund these floodlights, what are we looking at as a figure? Because obviously you've done some fantastic work with this club.
Yeah.
You've dramatically changed the way the club runs. How much of the funding is it important to run this club?
Yeah, funding's huge. It's the biggest concern I'd say that we have. Your other concerns are losing players, losing managers, losing committee members. Not to sound bad in saying this, but everyone's replaceable. The club's the club. The club's always going to be here. People will come and go, and we'll all do our bit, and we'll do everything that we can. But what keeps the club going definitely is the funding. We need to bring funding in. People from the outside looking in probably go, "Whoa, yeah, isn't that great? They look amazing. They're doing great. Aren't they achieving a lot?" And we are. The floodlights alone, if we want to talk figures, it's a £200,000 project. All of that money was raised by fundraising. It was raised by funding grants, and it was raised by value in kind. So a lot of our local sponsors and a lot of our local businesses, even though they haven't given us a cash element, have helped us with their work, and that means a lot more to us than cash. So in some elements, when you've got a big project, people's time is really important to deliver such a big project like the lights and future things like drainage and 3G and 4Gs and clubhouse renovations and things like that. It's really important to get time, but to run a season we need cash. We've got things that we need to pay for. We've got Comet, which is a new system that we have now that's in place, that we have to register all of our players, which we do anyway, but you have to pay up front, and then you've got ongoing costs throughout the season, referees costs, you've got physio treatments, you've got equipment that all the players and the staff wear, to keep together as a group. All of this equipment and internal asset, all cost money. And if we didn't have the likes of our sponsorship boards, if we didn't have our programme opportunities for sponsorship, match balls and match day sponsorship, it all adds up. Player sponsorship even. It's small amounts of money, but that small amount of money just adds and keeps the pot healthy. We're always looking for extra sponsors. We've got loads of opportunities for sponsors to join the club.
So we have obviously the importance of getting people through the gates. We have a big game on Friday night against Grassford.
Yeah.
What are your predictions?
Well, yeah, Grassford, very tough game. Really, really tough opposition. They're always strong. They're always big and burly, and get stuck into a tackle. But in saying that, our guys have been doing that too. Our guys are slight. They're more athletic. The technical and passing ability is fantastic. But Grassford will give us a challenge. Looking at the attitude of our players as well has been fantastic over the whole season really. Looking at Phil and training that they do, it transpires onto the game day. So whether that's a Tuesday, Friday or a Saturday. This week it's Friday night, under lights, Ruthin at home against a big Gresswood team. I'm going to put my neck out and give it a 3-1 win.
Big 3-1.
Big 3-1 to Ruthin. You know, really important as well, getting that 3-1 is having fans here. So if we can get as many fans as we can down to the game, get people through the gate, you know, try and keep that community family atmosphere would be great, because that's what we are as a club, and the lads will really appreciate it. You know, they've had some really tough away games. We've got a big run of home games coming up now, so what better than a Friday night with your friends, with your mates, under lights. You know, can't wait, really looking forward to it. Brilliant.
So, under the lights, pint, a pie and a great game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. What more do you want? Yeah.
What more do you want?
Under lights, a pint, a pie. Yeah, supporting your local team. You know, it's fantastic. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. And you know, and equally we wish Gresswood all the best too.
Brilliant. Andy Edwards, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, no, thank you, Clive. Thank you.